We start at the beginning of our production process, the introduction of the peat bags into the glasshouse. The compressed bags are first fluffed up. The bag is then placed on the crop platform and arranged so that the contents are evenly distributed and the corners are full of material. Bags must be placed in the right direction to ensure the correct spacing between plants. Take care to place the bag rather than throw it, as it's easy to damage the structure. Bags are placed to correspond with irrigation systems in place alongside each platform. Each bag measures exactly 1 metre, so it's important to place it precisely between the sets of 4 drippers. The drippers are placed into the bags in the holes provided. The holes must first be fully opened and the plastic tucked inside the bag. The dripper is then inserted straight and to the correct depth. Using both hands speeds up the job. Once the bag has been irrigated for several days, it becomes fully expanded. The planting holes must then be opened. As with the dripper holes, careful attention must be paid to tucking the plastic inside the bag. Planting is the most important part of the job at Pole House Nurseries. If the planting is not done correctly, the plant would struggle to establish itself and produce fruit. The first thing you should do when you receive a box of plants is to check that they're not still frozen, as they're stored at temperatures below -1.5 degrees C. You should also check that they're not damaged or diseased. Make a hole in the peat just smaller than the width of the plant and as deep as the plant itself. This will make the planting easier. Take the plant in one hand and establish which direction you want the plant to face once it's in place. All plants will have a general direction of growth. Allowing the plant to follow this direction will make it easier to tuck the flowers at a later date and present the fruit better to the picker. Screw the plant into the bag as if you are replacing a light bulb and treat the plant with the same degree of care. You should end up with the plant facing into the picking row and just above the peat in the bag. After 3 or 4 weeks, the plants will have grown and produced flowers. One of the jobs you may be involved with is the placing of sticky traps in the glasshouse. 2 types of trap are used. Yellow attracts whitefly and aphids, whilst blue attracts thrips and flies. The use of traps and beneficial insect predators means that we can reduce the use of pesticides to control these problems. Traps must be placed at the correct height and distance. Supervisors will instruct you in this task. In addition to killing the pests, the sticky traps also provide a simple visual check on the number of pests that have been killed. Tucking is necessary to present flowers to the bees for pollination and enables the fruit to rest on the support tapes, making it easier to pick. The first part of the job is to position the strings which retain the leaves. This is approximately a hand's width from the bottom of the bag. The flowers and leaves are then separated and the flowers pulled toward the picking row without crossing the trusses. This process produces better strawberries and makes picking the fruit easier. Every flower is a strawberry to pick, so great care must be taken not to break or damage any trusses. Before a glasshouse is picked, the fruit must be tested to ensure that it has sufficient sugars to go to supermarket. When the desired level has been reached, the harvest manager will instruct the picking gang to go to work. As all our fruit is picked specifically for supermarkets, great attention is paid to hygiene and food safety. Antibacterial hand cleanser is used before starting work. Displayed by the door is a notice board telling of any crop protection that may have been used and the next harvest date. No jewellery or nail polish should be worn, and a hat is required. Using a trolley to carry her trays, a picker is seen here starting work. Because the fruit has been easily displayed, it allows her to carefully select only the ripe berries and carefully place them into the correct punnets. The stalk is nipped off between the thumb and first finger, leaving approximately 2 centimetres of stalk on the fruit. First and second class fruit are separated, and those berries not suitable for either grade are placed in the blue bucket for counting. The fruit can be very easily damaged, and finger bruising can appear shortly after picking. Berries must be picked one at a time. Supervisors check the fruit as it is being picked, and at the weigh station trays are examined again. Size, colour and weight are checked, and the trays recorded using a barcode system. All trays are traceable back to the individual picker on any particular day, giving a great deal of assurance that the job is being carried out satisfactorily. Full trays are then loaded onto a pallet for immediate delivery to a cold store before being packed. All fruit picked passes through the Fox Ash pack house at Lawford. Here there is a final check on quality, and individual punnets are weighed and lidded. Labels are applied, and the fruit is then loaded onto lorries to be dispatched to stores the length and breadth of the country. During the crop's life, it may be necessary to clean the dead leaves from around the crown of the plant. This helps to reduce the pests and diseases in the glasshouse and allows light and air to circulate around the plant, keeping it healthy and productive. At the end of the autumn crop, the plants are rested in order to initiate flowers for the coming spring. In February the following year, the plants are then trimmed off in order to promote new growth and express those flowers. Safety gloves must be worn at all times when handling knives, and great care taken when using the hop-ups or raised platforms. You've now seen all the different jobs and processes. All are vital to obtain a good quality crop of strawberries. You can now see that you play an essential part in every process. It's only by your care and skill that Polehouse Nurseries will maintain its well-earned reputation.